If you're like most people, you're finding yourself turning more and more towards AI when you are seeking out an answer to any of your questions. The same thing is happening for your prospects. So, in today's video, I want to help you answer the question: how can you be the one that shows up in AI searches when your prospects have questions as they relate to how you can help them? If we have yet to meet before, my name's Katie Thomas. I'm a CPA and I've run Leaders Online for almost a decade now, which is an agency that helps accounting firms all over the US increase their impact, influence, and income through digital marketing. So we work with a lot of different firms. Some are just one or two partners, some are in the top 100, and we see a lot. We see what's working, what's not, and something that should be on every single firm radar is how to show up in AI search. Ahrefs ran a study, and what they found is that only 38% of AI overview citations came from pages ranking in Google's top 10. That matters because traditional SEO does not automatically equate to AI visibility. I'm going to show you a study shortly done by SEMrush, but if you are someone that falls on either side of the camp of one, I don't want to buy into social media, I don't really care about building a brand on there or all the benefits, but I do believe I want to show up in AI search results, then social media is going to be important. If you're on the other end of the spectrum and you're like, you know what, I want that visibility online on social media, and I also would love to show up in AI searches, then social media is going to be super important for you. So it doesn't really matter where you fall, if you even care about having visibility on social media. If you want to show up in AI search results, then you need to be on social media. And I'll walk you through this study to help you understand exactly why. Okay, I have this study pulled up by SEMrush where they analyzed 89,000 LinkedIn URLs cited in AI search. And I want to go through what they actually found as far as what drives visibility. I thought some of the findings were honestly shocking. So let's go ahead and point those out. Now, at a high level, LinkedIn, it's one of the most cited domains across all of AI models. So they actually show here what is cited most by LMs. LinkedIn falls right behind Reddit. This is great news for you if you want to start posting on LinkedIn and you actually do start posting on LinkedIn, or if you're already posting on LinkedIn. It says LinkedIn content can directly shape how AI explains your brand. Basically, AI responses, it found mirror the meaning of the content. So if you want to shape your brand around a topic or multiple topics or a niche, start posting about it now. It also found that educational content is cited the most often, while reshares are rarely referenced. What this means for you is that you need to be creating content rather than just sharing content. And as someone that is on social media a lot, helps other people on social media, this doesn't just benefit you for showing up in AI search results. Most platforms really prioritize you creating your own original content. There isn't a ton of value when it comes to resharing posts. Now, does this mean you never should? No, but just test it out for yourself. Reshare someone's post and then also post your own. If you want to talk about what they posted about, just write your own post about it, talk about what they posted about, and say in the comments you'll leave a link to the original post. And I bet what you'll find is that post you created yourself, when you talked about that post that you wanted to hit reshare on, the post that you created, it does better in terms of views, engagement, all of that, than that post you just hit reshare, repost on. It also found that AI citations reward relevance and consistency more than virality. What this means is that you don't need to go viral to really start showing up in these searches. It found that moderate engagement, so 15 to 25 reactions, that's about the average of what these most cited posts in AI search results had. So not a lot. And it said that 75% of cited authors, they post frequently. So this meant 5 posts in 4 weeks. That's not difficult to do. That's a little over 1 post a week. Most of us, we should be able to handle that. And then it said that nearly half had over 2,000 followers. If you're like, hey, that sounds like a lot of followers, that's very doable and not a lot of time. So remember, you don't have to go viral. Just focus on consistency. And then this I found so interesting. It talks about how you need company page content and individual page content. For the longest time, we as an agency and individually, I really focused on just having personal content. And that is for a few reasons. One, the platforms really reward in terms of pushing content out, personal content. And it makes sense, right? Because companies, they pay to advertise on platforms. And so if you are posting from a company page, these platforms want you to pay to have that post be seen by other people. They want you to pay dollars in advertising spend. Whereas in an individual post, there isn't some sort of payment behind getting that pushed out. So that was number one reason. Hey, your post will get seen more. Let's focus on the personal. Number two was people just interact with people. When's the last time you engaged with a company? Been either never or very rarely, versus a person, you probably engage with people all the time. So focus on the people. What this study found is, and I'll actually scroll down to this, that when it comes to showing up in AI search results, Perplexity favored company accounts, and then ChatGPT search and Google AI mode favored people. So if you want to show up in Perplexity, be posting on your company page. And it'll be interesting to see if this study is done in another year, if more and more are favoring company pages. So if you want to help future-proof yourself, go ahead and start posting on company pages. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I have website content already. It's been bringing me traffic. SEO's been working for me, and I don't want to lose that progress just because people are going to AI now. How do I make that relevant in this new wave of people using AI for search? Or maybe you're like, hey, I want to create content on my website so that it does show up in AI search. If that's the case, I've got you. So the first thing I want you to do is to think about, for all of your content, making that first part of it very useful. For example, rather than being like, hey, managing cash flow is useful for every company. That's kind of fluffy, right? Get right to the point. A cash flow forecast does A, B, C. So very direct, answer-oriented content rather than fluff content. The next thing you want to do is turn your H2 headers into real buyer questions. This might look like, when should a business hire a fractional CFO? What's the difference between bookkeeping and CFO services? Very specific questions. That's going to help your content show up in these LLMs. The next thing you want to do is build out your content around multiple pages rather than just one long service page. And each of those pages, it can answer a very specific question. So for example, maybe one page is, what does CFO advisory services actually include? And then another page is, how is CFO advisory different from bookkeeping? Start thinking about all the questions you get. You could even do some research around what people are actually typing in and searching the most to figure out what questions you should be answering, and create pages around these questions. And something else, if you already have a lot of content, is to go back to it and just update it. So rather than taking these suggestions I'm sharing with you and using them to create new content from scratch, go back through your old content and update it so that it's easier for these AI search engines to actually pull it in and utilize it. So just because you've invested in SEO does not mean that is dead by any means or can't be now used to help you also in this new search era, but it does take some reformatting and reimagining of how to use that content best. Now, when you combine that with a social strategy, that's where the real magic happens. So I hope you found this video helpful. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next video, and I will catch you then. Bye now.